true believers. This is Mr. Miracle Comics. My name is Dave, and today I have 5 more undervalued comic books for you. Now, it's going to seem kind of weird because these 5 undervalued comics are actually going to add up to 18 comics. So, let's get started. The first one I want to bring up is Secret Wars. The entire limited series, okay? Not just number 8, not just number 7 has the first appearance of the new Spider-Woman, not just number 1, but the whole series. So, why am I bringing this up again? Recently, the Russo brothers have started to give interviews again. They're finished editing Endgame, right? They need to have a certain amount of time before it's released so they can make copies of it and ship it all out to the different theaters and stuff. So they're all done and they're back on the interview circuit. And while they were giving an interview in the last couple weeks, twice they have mentioned Secret Wars, that they would like to come back and do Secret Wars. Perfect. And, just for a second, don't think like a comic book fan or a comic book collector or a movie fan. Think like a movie director, producer, writer. If you're about to have your universe be gain tons and tons of new heroes. All the X-Men, the Fantastic Four. They recently got the Daredevil movie rights back, right? So there's all the mutants, and then plus all the characters you already have, plus characters that are not connected to the Fox merger that are going to come out, like Shang-Chi and stuff. You cannot have a movie after, like, where all these movies are going to go that has 100 characters in it. The movie would be too complicated. It would be 20 hours long and the story would be lost. You need to have a storyline where you can say, okay, these are my 15 most popular superheroes, I'll take them, and these are my 15 most popular villains, I'll take them, and I'll put them on a planet here. And now I've limited the scope of characters in my movie, and I can write a movie that actually makes sense with all of these characters. Secret Wars. And if the Russo brothers are saying, yeah, we're going to take a little break, but we'd like to come back and do Secret Wars, Marvel's listening. These guys have racked up so much money for the Marvel Studios and for Disney. Whatever they say, okay, no problem, we'll do that, right? So I'm betting Secret Wars 8-9 years from now that all these new MCU movies after Endgame are going to start leading towards a plot line much like Secret Wars. Okay. So the next book I'm going to bring up is The Incredible Hulk number 234. So The Incredible Hulk number 234, it's from 1979, and it is the first appearance of Quasar. So the character takes on the mantle of Quasar here in this book. Before then, he was a character called Marvel Man, but he kind of sucked. So now he becomes Quasar, and this is the Wendell Vaughn Quasar. Okay, not the Quasar that is part of the Shi'ar Guard. That is a different Quasar character altogether, and they renamed him Neutron. This is Wendell Vaughn, who is Quasar, who had his own issues and stuff like that. Do I think he'll show up in the MCU? There's a chance, right? Marvel has said they're going to do a lot more cosmic stuff, and Quasar quite links in with Captain Marvel, with a lot of other cosmic sort of entities, with Thanos, with the Titans, with the Eternals. So there's a chance that Quasar could show up, and you can get this book for $10 or so. So it's a real cheap pickup, and if Quasar does show up in the MCU, this being Quasar's first appearance, is, the first appearance where he calls himself Quasar, should see a little bit of a bump. Okay? So the next book on my list is actually 2 books. Like I said, there's going to be a lot more than 5 books here. And that is Infinity Crisis number 3 and number 5. Okay? So that's number 5, that's number 3. And this is the first appearance of the new Blue Beetle, Jamie Reyes. So they're actually talking about having a full-on solo movie with the Blue Beetle. Okay, Jamie Reyes, this Blue Beetle. And you can still buy these books for really, really cheap. This was a great Jim Lee cover on this one, number 3. There's a couple of different covers for Infinity Crisis number 5. It doesn't seem to make too much of a difference in price which cover you get. This is probably not the more popular one though. But the more important thing is that it is the first time that Jamie Reyes takes on the mantle of the Blue Beetle and becomes the Blue Beetle. So here he appears as himself. He's not the Blue Beetle in number 3 yet, but here is the first time he becomes the Blue Beetle. So these two books are from 2006. Infinity Crisis, like I said, they can be found cheap. I got the entire set of this series for $10 from a flea market vendor that has a comic shop. And yeah, these books were included. And like I said, there is talk of a movie, a solo movie for the Blue Beetle, and nobody really knows about it yet. It hasn't started. They're just in the sort of the scripting stage of that Blue Beetle movie. But it seems like it's still going to be a go with DC. So definitely want to grab up these two books because first appearance of a main movie character is a good buy for $10. Okay. So the next book on my list, and we're going to keep talking about cosmic characters with Marvel, and that is the Fantastic Four, number 164 and 165. And that makes up the first full appearance of this character, Crusader. Okay, so Crusader is an Eternal from Uranus. He also takes on the quantum bands right after Captain Marvel dies and Quasar goes through some stuff. He takes on these quantum bands. He ties again, right, with Quasar, with different cosmic characters, with the Eternals. These are all movies that are, starting to link together in possibly in the MCU in upcoming cosmic films, right? So you could easily buy this. This one I paid $4.95 Canadian for, both of them, right? So I can still see the little price tag there that I paid for it. So that's $5 each. Easy buy. They're in nice condition, and yeah, you get again another great first appearance of a cosmic character, and he may or may not show up in the MCU. However, for $5 a piece, I'm ready if he does, right? All right. So the last set of books on my list, and again, we're going to go with a couple more books. Like I said, there's quite a few books in this thing. And these are definitely get it now, right? These books can still be found for somewhat decent price. There's a lot of people on eBay overpricing these books, asking for too much right now, thinking that this is going to go nuts, but that would be Strange Tales number 157 and 158, which they're from 1967, and together they make up the first appearance of the Living Tribunal. First cameo, first full appearance of the Living Tribunal. So there's a lot of rumors around the Living Tribunal in the upcoming cosmic films of the MCU as well. And, I paid $15 Canadian a piece for these at the flea market, which is about $12 a piece US. They're pretty decent mid-grade copies. You can still find them on eBay for around $30 a piece, probably, if you can find a good deal on them. It's definitely one to pick up now, though, because if there is even the slightest hint of this character showing up in any kind of way from Endgame, like a post-credit scene or anything else. We've already seen Doctor Strange mention the Living Tribunal before in Thor Ragnarok. But if this character actually makes like a full, confirmed appearance that he may be coming in more movies, man, you're gonna watch the price of these two books skyrocket. So definitely, if you want, pony up, get a couple of copies of this. Even if he doesn't show up in the MCU at all, it's a really great Silver Age appearance of a really cool character, the Living Tribunal. Right, so I like this spec. I was pretty happy to grab these and put these into my collection. right? Especially want to get that first full appearance. Great Doctor Strange cover on there. Okay, right? Only, I guess, 8 more days until Endgame. So that's kind of your window to get these. Because, like I said, if he shows up in any way, how these books are going to go ballistic on eBay. Already, there's lots of people asking too much. Don't pay too much. Don't go, I got to get it now kind of thing. I mean, if you miss out on this book, you miss out on it. Don't overpay for it. There are a lot of people asking too much. But if you flip over to the sold to take a look at current prices of what things are selling on eBay, you'll see that there's lots and lots on there for around $30. Okay? Strange Tales, 157 and 158 from 1967. Excellent. Okay guys, thanks for joining me for this video. That has been 5/18 more books that I feel are undervalued. Lots of movie tie-ins here. There's probably a lot of movie tie-in specs for the next little bit. Especially, you know, the summer movies are rolling, and with Endgame coming up right away, if they announce or even give a hint of who that next big villain is, perhaps it's Galactus, and we'll see books like this one taking massive jumps. Perhaps it's going to be the Living Tribunal. Perhaps it's Doctor Doom. Whichever character spikes up, pow, it's going to go crazy. Think about how much, like if you went and looked back and did some research, how much Iron Man 55 sold for in 2006 compared to how much it sells for now. You definitely want to get the main big villain because he's going to be in lots and lots of movies. All right, so this has been Mr. Miracle Comics. My name is Dave. I'll see you next video. Happy hunting, guys.